Hey, Michael Galloway here with We Don't Need No Stinking Record Company.com, coming to you via Gorilla Cam tonight. Normally I don't do edited pieces, but this one's going to have a couple really short edits that are all in camera, so it ain't going to be smooth, but it's going to let you know what I'm going to talk to you about. We talked about really incredibly goofy cheap lighting systems last night with just a couple of bulbs and a couple of clamp-on holders, and hey, it'll work in a small venue. You get up a little bit to a slightly larger venue, you're going to want to get a little more professional. But right now I just kind of want to teach you how lighting systems hook together, at least for the small systems that we typically would use. So hold on. This is a simple DJ lighting system in a rack, and the kind of thing you might use even all the way up to maybe a 5-piece band if you wanted to. It's got two sets of what they call scenes. You can set up your faders for one particular light setup, and then for another particular light setup, and then you transition from one to the other kind of automatically. You've got settings that will help it respond to sound, and so it'll cycle the lights for you. Kind of fun. This one's called a scene setter, and a 24-channel dimmer console is what it is, and it's out by American DJ. And you know what? I do very little with it other than just throw the lights up and leave them, because I don't have time to run over the side of the stage and keep changing things. So that kind of gives you an idea of what a small dimmer board looks like, or dimmer console looks like. So what does this thing do? Well, it is actually an extremely low power unit. It's plugged into a very simple adapter, but then a microphone cable runs out from that to something called a dimmer pack. This is a dimmer pack, and that microphone cable carries a signal of all those different fader switches to this box, and this box distributes the power out. You'll see a plug is plugged in. You can daisy chain them together, and they digitally recognize what channel is set for what. I'm going to turn around to the other side, and this is actually where your lights plug in. So that one cable that I've got plugged in is for just one light that's on a pole sitting here. But this box is the power distribution. It is the dimmer box, and this dimmer box will basically distribute the power out to the rest of the equipment, the lights themselves. And you plug in, each one of these is a fader, is powered by or controlled by a fader. Sorry for being a little off center there. So that dimmer unit is plugged into the wall, and it distributes, well, the ball, hopefully some really honking big power source, because 20 amps minimum is what's needed to carry any lights hardly at all. 4 lights draw an awful lot of power, and so this is a very small power can that's plugged into that one channel that I just showed you. And this is what it looks like. It's got a 500-watt sealed beam light in it. Now, personally, I like the larger cans better. Par 64s and stuff like that have got a little more control over where the light beams to on the stage, and I think they just look more professional. This is an extremely lightweight setup, and it is on a T-stand, which is not necessarily the way to go either, depending on what you got. I really like a truss if you've got enough lights to hang. So my point is, as you get more professional, you get a little bit larger setup, you get a little bit more stage area to cover, that those are the minimum components of a light setup. The board that hooks up to the dimmer packs, that controls the dimmer packs, and the dimmer packs distribute the power to the lights. The real power is being drawn and distributed through those small black square dimmer packs, not that mixing console, or I'm sorry, lighting console. So anyway, as it gets more and more complicated, those things just get bigger, but those are the basic controls. Now, lately they've come out with something really cool, and that's LED lighting. And if I get a chance to maybe get into a local music store that's got lighting, I'll do a little piece on that, because they are cool, and they use almost no power and kick out almost no heat. And you don't need gels to change. That is the film that you put on to change the color of the lights. You can control them right off the dimmer board, the dimmer console, if you will, and change the lights right there. So you don't need as many lights except for just sheer brightness. So extremely basic lighting setup. but those are the pieces of it. Again, the fader console, the dimmer pack, and then the light itself and some stands. So I generally, for most acts, I run, say, around 8 lights at one time, and that becomes very effective. Even, just on a small scale, it's, quite a few thousand watts of lighting. Make sure you got a lot of power to drive them. I'm Ryan Michael Galloway, and I'm coming to you from We Don't Need No Stinking Record Company.com and the Gorilla Cam. Bye.